Welcome to another Figuring Out Japan video. We sell all the coolest Japanese collectibles straight out of Japan. Please check the description of this video for more details, including our Facebook page and our eBay store. So today, going to look at some figures from the HQDX, or High Quality Deluxe figure line, which are known to have these black bases, these black round bases. And that was the main figure line that Banpresto released around the mid-2000s. Around 2005, and then they were released around 2008, and they look like this. That's what the box looks like. The re-release ones are basically the same, except instead of white they have black. So yeah, I think it was over 20 figures released in this line, but there were none from the Saiyan Saga, nor were there any from the Android Saga. So actually most of them were from the Namek Saga. Actually, the Child Gohan, I guess, is from the Saiyan Saga, but there's no like Raditz or Vegeta or Nappa or Vegeta when he first appeared. There's absolutely none from the Cell Saga, so there's quite a lot released from the Freeza and Namek Saga. I don't know why, and also from the Buu Saga. So let's now actually have a look at these figures. So here we have First Form Frieza. And this is actually the only figure in the series that doesn't connect at the feet. It actually connects in the tail. So it sort of has this really cool stance of him sort of floating up. It is relatively small, but remember First Form Frieza is meant to be rather small. So it's a really nice figure actually. I just love the stance. I love how he's just sort of floating up in the air. So that's a pretty nice figure. And then of course we have Second Form Frieza. Now this is I would say the second rarest figure in all of the releases of the HQDX. And there's been some pretty awesome figures in this line. So I don't know why, to be honest, but the rarest would be Third Form Frieza. Again, I don't know why. Maybe there was just a very limited number produced. So remember, of course, Second Form Frieza is Frieza's true form, which is why he looks like his father King Cold in this form. It's quite a large, tall figure, this one. You can see all the detail like in his muscles and his feet. It's quite a nice figure. Even around the back, you know, lots of nice detail. Second stage Frieza, and as I said, there is a third stage and there's also a fourth stage. There's two fourth stage Friezas. One is him just kind of standing there, and then the other one is him powering up, which actually looks like this. And then that one was re-released in 2008 in a metallic-y version, which also looks pretty cool. So that's that one. And then this is Zarbon. There was a couple of Zarbon figures released in the Creatures line, which looks like, I have a Dodoria one here, which looks like the box looks like that. But I don't really like them, to be honest. So I think this is definitely the best Zarbon figure. The second stage Zarbon in the Creatures line looks pretty good, but the first stage one doesn't look that good in my opinion. So see all the detail in his hair, his cape, different colouring. So that's a really nice figure. Even got his little headpiece and everything else. So it's quite a nice figure. And then Captain Ginyu. I mean, look at all the like shading and toning in his legs. They've even got the scouter. That's flexible, that piece. A little bit flexible, moves a little bit. Got the emblem, obviously. Now the other Ginyu members were released, in fact they were released, all 5 of them, as ICHIBAN KUJIs. So you can form like a set of the 5 of them. But in the HQDX line it was just Captain Ginyu that was released, which makes sense. And then is Dodoria. It's quite a cute figure actually. It's quite a nice colouring, got a nice feel to it. His legs seem a bit small compared to his body, but I guess that's how he appears in the animation. So again, he's obviously got the scouter. I don't know why Zarbon doesn't have the scouter actually. Maybe it's too hard to make because of his hair. I remember he had a blue scouter. So again, you can see the really nice finish on his armour. Even around the back, you know, they don't cheap out, they make sure it looks good at the back as well. So yeah, I'm not going to review the figures at the back, they're just kind of there for display. I've done them as another video, I actually made a couple of videos showing the Namek Saga figures. So yeah, I mean, in terms of talking about what's good and bad about these figures, I mean, there's not much really to complain about them. I mean, they're very, yeah, you know, they're very nice figures. You know, they're very good finishes. I think they're all roughly in proportion to their actual heights. So as I said, you know, Freeza's a bit small, Dodoria is also a bit short, but you know, that's how they are in the series. So you know, there's not really anything that I would have changed particularly about any of these figures. Maybe Ginyu looks a bit dark here. Maybe, I don't remember, but maybe his armor could have been a little bit lighter. But other than that, you know, it's pretty, you know, they're pretty solid releases. One thing though that these figures did have a bit of a problem with was the pins. So if who might be best to take out, maybe this guy. So what actually happens is these have pins in the feet, and they obviously go into the holes. And I noticed with a few of the figures released in this line, it's actually quite hard to get in the hole because the width of the figure's legs might be a bit smaller or larger than the base. So you've sort of got to force it in a little bit sometimes. And as a result, they do tend to break, or even if you knock them, they'll obviously break. So, you know, these figures, as I said, they were released originally around 10 years ago. So it's very common to see these figures with broken pins. So you may have noticed before his pin's broken, but the one in the other foot's fine. So if only one foot pin breaks, then it's okay. If the other one breaks, then yeah, you got a problem because you've either got to glue it. Luckily, this pin actually sticks up a little bit. So, but if it breaks right at the same level, which this Zarbon one did, like if you were to glue that, you'd basically have to almost glue the foot to the base, which is not a big problem. But then if you want to like store it, or if you wanted to sell it and send it in the mail, then it makes it just that much more difficult. But if only one breaks, it's fine. You can still, you know, display them as normal. But they improve that with later releases because they actually put the pins in the base. So do I have one here? Yeah, it's a bit hard to show, but for example, this is the S Cultures line, so they actually made the pins in the base and then the holes in the foot. And that's made the world of difference because it's pretty rare to see. In fact, I've never seen one of those pins broken. I guess it's just more solid being in a much larger area and base, or maybe it's the material as well. It's more of a plasticky material, whereas this one's more, I actually don't know what they use, but it's a lot more like fragile. So yeah, but anyway, that's yeah, and as I said, I'll put a link in the description of this video to show you the video I made with like lots and lots of figures from the Frieza saga. But you could do some really cool displays, like you could have, you know, second form Frieza versus Piccolo, because obviously they fought at one point. You could have Zarbon with Vegeta, because, you know, they fought at one point. You could have Ginyu with Goku. You could have the, you know, the henchman with the Freeza at the back. There's lots and lots of different things that that you could do. But for now, that's all I'm going to show in this video. So as I said, there'll be plenty of extra stuff to keep you entertained in the description of this video. Thank you very much for watching.